Cordae, what to do with the business is.
It is another week in the books with the On Deck TV podcast. I am Spike Lou.
Man, holla at your boy Animal Brown, Animal_Brown if you're looking for me on social media.
Absolutely, I am Spike Lou on those same social sites. Holla at your boy, cop you a shirt, check out all the podcasts that we have. It's lit. Isn't that what
Absolutely.
The kids say?
I think so. I don't know. I don't even know if they still say that anymore, but fuck it.
The kids don't say it's lit no more?
I don't know.
Oh,
Luckily, I'm not around kids much, so I'm out the loop.
So you say. So you say.
Jesus.
Man, dude, I seen your workout videos.
Cooking.
You need to tell a dude to get you some calf implants. You got the smallest legs of a husky nigga ever, dude. You got the legs of a nigga that weighs 105 pounds. That shit is nuts.
I'm a skinny nigga and a husky nigga body.
You're gonna have to get them calf implants ASAP when we sign that deal, my nigga. Next day.
You're gonna be Saquon Barkley, don't you?
Nip tuck. You gotta get that nip tuck, bro. You like you finna fall over, dude, in any moment, dude. Shout out to them games, though, and getting it in. I see you out there. How early in the morning you be going to work out?
I go to 5 a.m.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
It work better that way.
Yeah, hell yeah. I ain't going at the end of the day. I can't do that.
Scoops was telling me that he recommended it. Say, he like, bro, you just got to do it as soon as you get up or wake up earlier. That's the best way to get it at our age.
That's a fact. You get used to it too. It ain't nothing no more.
I might try it. But we know y'all ain't here to hear our workout regimes. It's the On Deck TV podcast. Another week in the books, as we say. This week, Wack 100 is back to being bloggy again. We're going to hop into that. Pusha T had his new artwork released. And T.I. did stand-up. We're going to dive into all of that. And the topic for this week, 2002, revisited 20 years later, just like we did last year. But first, we will start with a follow-up. Our man's, people say I gave him a bad rap with the 2.5 reel for the Bird's Eye View album. Yes, Cordae. That's who we're talking about. Numbers are in. Hold the phone. He sold a whopping 20K this week. Put him at 20th on the Billboard chart. 5,000 less than his debut album, 25,000. Animal Brown. Is there reason for concern for Cordae selling 20K first week?
I don't think so. I don't look at him as an artist that's going to do crazy numbers. So I think we can go ahead and get used to this. I think he has, or at least I hope he has, real fans that when he goes places, you know what I'm saying, they're actually going to pull up and support. Because if you got a small number of real fans, then it doesn't matter. Whereas somebody may have an inflated number, but those fans may not be legit. More on that later on my put on the week. There's a lot of things going on with streaming farms and shit that people need to know about. And so sometimes those numbers can lie. And so I wouldn't look at this as if it's that deep. I honestly don't know why they even report sales anymore. The way that they calculate it with the streams is just too, like, I don't even count. These don't even add up to me no more. So when Gunna does 160, when Weeknd does 150, when things could be manipulated, the way they're calculated is weird. Niggas ain't got to go to the store and actually put no effort to buy nothing no more. So these numbers don't even mean nothing to me. I wouldn't feel a certain type of way if I was him. There was no pub. I don't even know what label he's on. Like, was this independent? Was he on a map? I have no idea, bro. What was the single?
This was no independent album. You know that. You seen them numbers on there. I mean, you seen those guests on there.
That's true. Yeah. He definitely had the guest list on there, but it doesn't make a difference. It looks insane, but he's early in this game and he's got room to grow. He's not the type of artist to live on numbers, I don't think.
He's on Atlantic. That's the label he's on. And you sound absolutely insane right now.
20,000.
What would you measure an artist on if you didn't like report sales? Like, how would you know who's popular?
Engagement.
Which is even worse for a nigga like him who's boring. We've established that. Like, the reason that I disagree with you and think that this is an area of concern is because you can tell Atlantic did put the bag behind him. And this is a business. While it's cool to have people like your rap and this be a dope little hobby, at the end of the day, it's still a business. And when I'm looking at his album and his track list and says Eminem, Roddy Ricch, Freddie Gibbs, her, Lil Durk, Lil Wayne, Gunna. That wasn't cheap.
No.
Like it wasn't cheap at all. And again, last time that he dropped, he did 25. This time he was more engaged. I've seen him more places. I just don't know what you would do to promote an artist like this. So I would be very concerned because I thought that he was out there. I thought the freestyles were hitting. You would have thought from a bird's eye view that he was doing his thing, like that Atlantic did their job. So to get these numbers back, I would be disappointed. I would be concerned. He made a quote that I thought was very interesting. I want to know if you agree with him. He said, if you don't like his music, then you have poor taste. With those numbers coming back, do you think that he feels the same way?
First of all, I like that take. Number one, that's funny.
He stole it. You, of course, you would like it. You know where it originated from?
No.
Kanye's press run for 808s and Heartbreaks.
That's right. I knew it sounded like a genius, something a genius would say.
They were asking Kanye, was he concerned with the music because it was different on 808s, and he said that.
That's
go ahead.
That sounds like some Kanye shit, actually.
Facts.
First of all, what he should have done, and this is the easiest promo of all time, he should have had Naomi put his album cover on the Lieutenant shirt when she played.
Dude, he would have sold more than 20K. I promise you that. And that's the thing, like, for the integrity of an artist like his, do you do or can you do stuff like that in today's times? Well, it's normal for another artist, like what you said, to do some crazy shit like that. It's normal for his peers to be out here pushing P and using emojis, and they selling 100K in a week. So is he wrong? Or well, not is he wrong, but I would definitely be concerned if I was in the business behind him and I was running the label. But to your point, and what I do agree with, I think that he has garnered like grassroots fans. There are people that are gonna fuck with him regardless because he can rap. He can rap his ass off. I just don't know if he'll be able to produce another album with these names. I think that this was his chance. This was his chance to show I can rap and be a star. And it's cool if you're not both. And I don't feel like that he is, especially after these numbers. But I do feel like that they tried to make him that, and it didn't hit.
And I spoke about this last episode because I said Cole figured this out. Cole figured out how to make singles.
That's it.
Without compromising his integrity of the type of music he wanted to make. Once Cordae figures that out, because Cordae is not going to come out with, some dance shit. He's not going to come out. It's not him, but he needs to figure out how to toe that line to keep the registers ringing. So he keeps a deal, but also he makes music that he wants to make. Good point.
And to beat a dead horse, J. Cole also is a brilliant marketer. Post 2014, Forest Hills Drive, everything came with a story.
That's a fact.
Like, it was always a story to it. And we talked in depth when we did his album review about the story is missing.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason why you sell 20,000 the first week and not 400,000.
Yeah. 20 is low. It's
20 is low.
It is.
That's low. That's an area. That's a reason to be concerned if you got Stevie Wonder on your album. Stevie Wonder got to be offended. He got it like, this nigga sold 20K and called me for a feature, nigga. Is you serious?
And he lied to me on FaceTime.
Man, that nigga took the glasses off on that next guy. He said, look, hey, look at me. Look at me eye to eye, Cordae. Look at me. You ever call me again for an album that's going to do 20K, my nigga? I'm pulling up to see you. Stevie Wonder called him glasses off. Had to.
Oh, shit.
Stevie Wonder said he did what?
That's nuts. 20,000 is mad low. I ain't gonna lie. Next up, man, let's take it to the West Coast. Wack 100 had a mean streak last week. Dropped some controversial opinions on some things. He claimed that Meek Mill was the most overrated rapper out right now. He said Bobby Shmurda is losing the streets because of his dancing. And for his final act, he said that Master P was broke and that he doesn't own his masters. My question, which of these hot takes was the coldest to you?
Man, the coldest take was easily the Master P take. And that's not even with us being biased and loving Master P. As you've heard on this show before, we're open to criticize Master P.
For sure.
But a nigga that ain't even in Master P tax bracket can't call him broke. Like, P is a street nigga. I'm sure he got more cash money hid somewhere than Wack has made his entire executive and music career. I promise you that. I'm willing to bet a nigga that P can go pull out cash money out of a safe or buried in the ground some fucking where more than Wack has ever made. With that being said, is Wack a blog nigga or is he a street nigga? Because that's where I think the where he toes the line too much for me. So when you look at him, maybe what do you see? Like, is he a bloggy podcast nigga? Or do you still see like the gang affiliated?
No, he's a street nigga turned blogger.
So because
listen, you can't be 50. What did Moneybag Yo say? How you 50 and still banging?
But he act like he's still banging though. That goes to my problem and my point of this whole topic. And my answer is like you can't have it both ways. If you're gonna sit up here and talk about Meek Mill, you're gonna sit up here and talk about Bobby Shmurda. These young men are in the music business. They've bettered their life. They ain't on that street shit like you no more. No. So don't sit up here and say this and then expect no one to challenge you on it and then try to take it to some street shit when a nigga come to challenge you on it. No, my nigga, you are a blogger. Sit here and talk it out with niggas because you wrong.
Do an interview.
Yeah, do an interview. Let niggas sun you and put you in a position to show that you ain't really nice as you think you is. But I don't think that he do that because he try to, every time I've seen him being wrong, he try to take it to some street shit. Oh, nigga, let's shoot a fair when ain't nobody trying to fight you, bro. Ain't nobody finna box that big ass nigga. Like, it's stupid for him to sit up there and spew this bullshit and not want to be challenged on it. And I spoke a little bit on this when I was talking on my podcast about the Joe Rogan thing. It's cool for people, it's not cool for people to just get on platforms and say anything. That's not cool. What's also not cool is you're trying to cancel people for saying it. Therefore, there should be an open line of discussion if we're going to further conversations, not cancel people, not try to fight them and beat them up. Let me get to the bottom of what you're thinking and let's have a conversation about it. Then we can figure out who's right or who's wrong. But I don't think Wack allows people to do that. And that is my problem with him. Like, you don't allow Bobby Shmurda to come and tell you, my nigga, this is why I dance. And the street niggas that I fuck with, they fuck with this. I don't know what old street niggas you fuck with, but this ain't that no more. Now, he might be right about Meek Mill. I ain't even gonna hold you there. He might be absolutely right about Meek Mill.
I'm not gonna do Meek any kind of way, even though his last project didn't move me at all. And I get it. It's a what have you done for me lately? Life that we live in right now. But
what have you done for me ever?
Nah, Meek, don't do Meek any kind of way. Bobby Shmurda's still young, bro, and that's the thing that in New York they dance to the street music, bro. Bobby Shmurda got on from the dance, dude, 6 years ago. That's why we know who Bobby Shmurda is to begin with, dude.
With a video full of street niggas.
That's what I'm
saying. Went
to
jail with some street niggas for doing some street shit.
Like, so that was a pretty cold take. The freezing cold take, though, I'm talking about Sub-Zero is the P is broke take. And why? And now the Masters thing that's real. He doesn't own his Masters anymore. He doesn't own No Limits catalog anymore. And if you don't believe that, then you could just go on any streaming site and scroll down and look at the label. Look up any No Limit album and then scroll down and look at the label. You'll see that they're owned by several different people, depending on the album that you pull up. That's fine. I believe he sold those in the early 2000s. Like, bro, but to say he's broke though, and he was on some type of, I don't know if this was Clubhouse. I don't know if this was fan base. Okay, it may have been Clubhouse, but he's on Clubhouse, which is essentially a chat line with people who clearly weren't in the industry, and they claim to had seen P in a car just like mine. I seen P. He was in a car like the car like we got. And I was like, bro, who is Wack talking to, bro?
Well, this also originated because they were talking about Nick Cannon, I think. Yeah. And Nick Cannon, they were saying that, Wack was saying that P ain't got the type of bread that Nick Cannon has.
Right. Because allegedly P said something about Nick Cannon, which I still haven't heard.
Yeah, I hear that.
Regarding money and I don't know where that came from. But where they lost me, when Wack said this let me know I need to get out of this Clubhouse shit immediately. When Wack said, if he wasn't broke, do you think he would be selling noodles? Was the goofiest shit I've ever heard in my life, bro. I can look up right now and tell you who the #1 noodle person is and how much they made. Who was it, Manchurian? Whoever makes the ramen.
Yeah.
Bro, the nigga that owns that They sold like 1.6 billion in noodles last year, bro. Wack, why aren't you selling noodles, nigga? What are you talking about, dude? That was the dumbest shit I've ever heard, bro.
That's what happened when broke niggas try to like Master P did respond to this indirectly, and he was talking about comparing, making comparison, and that's part of the problem in our culture. Is the gist of what he said. I'm paraphrasing there, but what he meant was like, to your standards, Wack, I may be broke. Like I may be broke because you seen that I sold my masters, or you think that noodles are a bad investment. But at the end of the day, one of the most important things that he said in there, he was like, well, my homeboy just did a deal with Master P. I know he broke. So you calling your homeboy broke? Your homeboy do deals with broke niggas? You hang with broke niggas? Like, and my point to that is a nigga's just talking and don't know what he's talking about is essentially what P responded and said.
Right.
Like, my nigga, I'm in rooms that you have no idea what the fuck is going on. Like, you would be lost in the sauce talking some of the deals that I talk. But you can sit out there on Clubhouse and you could act and pretend and talk amongst other niggas in the same price range as you that I'm broke. But at the end of the day, at the end of the day, nigga, I got it. I've been there. I've done that. And even if I am broke, my nigga, I still can purchase you. Like, I promise you, he can offer Wack a job tomorrow and pay him well, probably better than what he getting paid right now.
Bro, Vietnamese billionaire. Well, he's a billionaire now. Vietnamese first billionaire, the first billionaire of the entire country, made his money off ramen noodles, bro. The first billionaire in the history of the country, bro. I need noodles to sell. Nigga, what are you talking about, dude?
Definitely like name brand some noodles right now. And ramen popping.
That's what I'm like, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Eat noodles, bro. I'm sorry. Niggas eat noodles. And that's the crazy thing.
They lost me, bro.
Like when he says, well, he's selling noodles, he must be broke. My nigga, you sitting here podcasting. That's like me saying,
on a free app, though.
Yeah, you sitting here podcasting, talking amongst niggas in the chat room. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nuts, bro.
That was disgusting.
Yeah, moving to someone who's clearly not broke. In the Paris fashion show this week, I don't know the official name of it, but it was a fashion show in Paris. All your favorites were over there, and Pusha T released brand new album, audio, and artwork. My question, though, based off that artwork, is the drug lane played out for 40-plus-year-old Pusha T?
No, it's not. But I can understand why somebody would look at that like, bro, really again? However, I am a firm believer in if it isn't broke, then don't fix it. And Pusha T has been in this lane since he's been in the rap game. And now that he's gone solo, he's leaned into that more artsy kind of the same thing you see like what Griselda does and whatnot. Listen, he thrives in this lane. That last album, Daytona, was fire. It was so fire. We've been waiting on this King Push or whatever he ends up calling it forever and a day. So when he drops a snippet that you can kind of hear, low quality ass snippet online, and you hear him talking that talk, it's like, damn, the fire ass beat behind him, dude, with that flow and that energy. And then he drops the album cover, making us think that it is on the way very soon. If you think I'm not here for the Pusha T 45, 46, 50-year-old drug talk, you're sadly mistaken, sir. Drop that immediately. I've been asking for it for the last 3 years. Give me all of that. Pause. I need an album ASAPington.
You're only waiting on Pusha T album so you can compare it to Drake and say he lost again. No.
We already know he lost. He lost the game of life compared to Drake. Don't worry about it.
Wow. I'm not sure about that.
Respect.
But I was ready to disagree with this and say, yeah, it's old, it's played out when I seen the picture. Then I ran Daytona back.
Yeah.
And I listened to that absolute fire that he was spitting. And I agree with you. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Nope.
And even on top of that, this isn't a crowded lane. Like the people who were here with him 10 years ago, Jeezy, Yo Gotti, Rick Ross, they in a freezer right now. It's ice cold for them. Like you said, niggas been waiting on that Pusha T album since the Drake shit. And Pusha T ain't switched it up, ain't really did nothing different other than that beef, but he keeping it legit, like you said, but it makes sense. It makes sense at 45 for him. You Slick almost still wanted to hear these type of stories that he's telling from a T.I., from a Rick Ross, from a Yo Gotti, but they can't do it like he does it. Therefore, like they albums aren't anticipated like them because they almost still talking it too. But Pusha, like you said, just put so much designer shit on it and just make it so like he do his ad lib. He just make it so that like it's fire. And you don't want. I would be so upset and disappointed if that nigga had an album coming out talking like Chance. I love my wife. I just had a baby. Life is good right now.
Hear that bullshit.
You don't pack that shit up, nigga. Give me that raw dope talk from Pusha T because you do it well. It's like asking LeBron just to stand out there and shoot threes to ask Pusha T to switch it up. Why? When I can go to the basket and average 37 a game 19 years in, I can do that. So I want to hear it. I would be a fool to say that I don't want to hear it. I didn't at first when I seen the picture, but then I ran that Daytona back and there you have it. Yes.
Like you said,
absolutely.
He's in a lane. He's in his own lane because he does it his own way.
Yeah.
And nobody really does it like that. So it's kind of like, nigga, that like you said, it ain't crowded, bro. So we need that. We've been missing that. We need that.
By myself over here, my nigga. Like you might can throw Griselda them in there. Like you might can do that, but nah.
But they don't sound the same. They don't do it quite the same.
Nah, it ain't as crisp as how Pusha do it, man. That nigga, he different, man. So yeah, I want to hear that. Still ain't interested.
What do you think we get it though? 30 days? Over, under?
Nah, man, that shit probably won't come out till the summer.
Oh my God. What?
It's over in Paris hype. Somebody
he been outside too, though. He been outside last couple days, though. When last time you seen Pusha T before this weekend?
That's a good point.
I ain't know if he still had braids or not. Nothing.
Braids ain't going nowhere, nigga. Depend on them. But yeah, I've been outside. I've been seeing him on IG.
Okay,
yeah, it's true. Yeah, okay. I mean, I hope it come out in 30 days, but he ain't finna. Him and Kendrick not gonna get me this shit. Fuck them. Fuck waiting on Kendrick respectfully now. Not in a bad way, but respectfully, fuck them and they rollouts and they waits. When that shit hit my streaming platform, I'll be duly excited.
That's a fact. Speaking of T.I. might be thinking of a career switch. The other day, he was seen doing a full 45-minute stand-up comedy set. T.I., the king of the South, your man's. Question is, do you think he has a future in comedy?
You know, Clifford Harris is a clever dude, man. And cleverness sometimes can be confused for humor because you're so quick. You say stuff so quick, your mind move quick, and you say stuff that people may have been thinking and they wasn't quick enough to say it. I recognize that in his personality. That's part of the reason why I like T.I. I feel like that I'm sort of like that as well. So it's part of the reason why I've always gravitated toward him throughout his career. But being clever and being funny ain't the same thing. And stand-up is a very difficult sport. Like that shit ain't easy to do to stand up there. I talked to our boy Crutcher, who booked us for our first show, the On Deck show in Nashville. And he's a comedian. And he was just talking about, he said, man, that shit, he said it's like nothing he's ever did in his life, getting on those stages and the lights and having to make people laugh. It's hard.
Yeah. But
with that being said, I think T.I. can do it because he's always excelled at the things that he's done. And I'm interested in it because he's clever. Because I don't think it's just some random thing that he does. And the best part about it is all of the stuff that I've kind of critiqued him about throughout the last couple of years with the activism and doing too much, talking too much on Instagram. This kind of gives him a space to do that stuff and not in the booth.
That's true.
Like imagine T.I. going somewhere in Atlanta doing stand-up 30, 40 minutes, talking about the activism stuff like Dick Gregory did as a comedian, talking about the different stuff that he wants to do. It kind of gives him a channel to bounce some stuff off of people. And again, T.I. is clever enough to do this. And this way also he can always fall back on, I was doing comedy, as opposed to the flack that he gets for the stuff that he says on Instagram when he's talking about his daughter or wearing forces allegedly only one time when we know you cut grass in them. Like we know that, T.I. Just act like it's a joke though. and it'll hit a lot better. So I'm looking forward to this. I think it could be something dope if he focuses on it, uses his resources, and really does it. He can cut the rest of the stuff off and use this as an avenue for the rest of the stuff that he does. And I think that would be dope because he's clever enough to do it. And he got the resources. Lil Duval, one of his best friends in the industry, at least from what I'm aware of. And Lil Duval is a great stand-up comedian. He's very the same, I would say, type of comedy style of what I would see T.I. doing. So I think he could use that as a resource as well, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, when I first heard that he did stand-up, I thought, okay, he probably was lit. Came on stage with one of his partners or something, and then told about 4 or 5 jokes and then walked off stage. He doing a whole 45 minutes on stage is terrifying, nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. And what makes a good comedian, this is why I think it could work, though. Because what makes a good comedian is not always necessarily just being funny. You have to be a storyteller. That is why people like hold Dave Chappelle in the highest regards, because he's able to weave a story together. And T.I. has shown that musically that he can write a story. Go back to I'm Serious. What happened? He was able to do it on there. Go back to even more recently, The Trouble Man. He had the song with Akon at Wonderful Life when he was had a conversation with Falant. Like those he is able to tell stories. He's one of the best writers from Southern hip hop in history. And so I think he does have the possibility to maybe pull off something like stand up, but and it would be something that we haven't really seen in hip hop. That's kind of dope.
That would be dope. That was one of the things that I forgot to hit on too. That would be the first time we've seen that type of career switch. That would be really interesting.
Childish Gambino has a stand up, but he's more of a writer though.
I was gonna say he ain't a rapper. He a singer, actor. He is a singer.
And he can do everything.
Acting / rap. He do everything actually, and plus he had experience. He's a much better. Like he was on TV shows and
he was a writer in TV shows, 30 Rock and shit like that.
Was his stand up funny? You watch?
A little bit. Yeah, he got that dry like geeky black dude sense of humor. It's more for white people though, because it's kind of safe. Because he's Donald Glover, but it's not bad though.
Also, too, like you said, geeky black dude, ain't no real like I ain't even seen no like trap comedians. People come from the same background that T.I. come from, being able to tell stories about that type of stuff and it'd be funny.
Let's be real though. He really just using this to say what he be thinking, but you can hide under the guise of being a comedian and not get canceled.
That was the point that I was trying to make. Like now, like somebody finally put it like, bro, just be a comedian.
They ain't gonna take you serious, man. Just be a comedian, bro. You can say
and I tell you, the perfect rollout was that Air Force shit. Them Air Force Ones that he cut grass and played basketball in that he claimed he only wore one time. And ran a marathon in them shoes, nigga.
The best joke was him saying he ain't never been washed before, nigga. So now I won't even take him seriously for that no more, because he was clearly just joking. He was working on his stand.
Relax. Niggas got to put some respect on T.I. name. If this is gonna continue with the disrespect of his name, then he shouldn't do it though. Niggas gonna have to start putting some respect. Again, I will double back and double down and say this. It's probably 3 niggas from the whole East Coast that can beat him in the verse.
Yeah, probably so.
Actually, one. No, what the fuck am I? This one nigga. Jay-Z.
No, just say
Jay-Z's the only person from the East Coast that ain't in the South that can beat T.I. in the verses. Start putting some respect on his name.
Drake ain't East Coast?
I don't know where Drake is from. Nigga's an alien. Nigga from Mars. I ain't even adding him in this conversation. Drake from Houston. We want to be technical. That nigga from Houston. Ask Jay Prince where Drake from.
Oh, shit. Hey, man, y'all let us know what y'all think. Can T.I. realistically transition into a comedian? He did it. He got his acting on. He did a good job acting.
He ain't bad. He ain't bad at acting.
ATL good.
ATL wasn't bad.
Takers.
American Gangster wasn't bad. What'd you say?
Takers. Yeah, that was cool.
Have I seen that?
You're not that deep in movies, so you might not have seen them.
No, I may not watch that. I'm a TV person. Movies don't really do it for me.
But no, that was pretty solid. So he can, he was an Ant-Man. Yeah.
Lost that bag.
He blew that Marvel bag.
Blew that. Jesus, he blew that. But I look forward to seeing it, man. Moving on to our topic as we do. We did it last year. We go 10 years back. We go 20 years back. Mm-hmm. This year, we're going to start with 20 years ago. Calendar years. It ain't calendar years, numerical years.
Yeah, for sure.
Numerical years. So 2002, we're going to revisit. do some of the debut release albums, some of the notable releases, go over some of the sales and the overall climate of music in 2002. As we prepared for this episode, Animal Brown, and you were doing your Wikipedias and writing stuff down, you were like me, you were listening to songs and stuff. What stood out to you? What memories were sparked? Where did the 2002 hip hop game put you mentally?
Man, I was thinking, were we still buying CDs? This was still walking in. That's what I thought.
Absolutely, nigga, because you had that little flip. We was going to MTSU. And you bought that little flip from SoundStream, I believe. And I rode the class with you and you had me listen to that.
And it was banging.
Awful CD. The whole ride to Murfreesboro. 30 minutes. Oh my God. No, I wasn't that bad though. I ain't gonna lie. I bought it. I went and bought it from Media Play that day. I remember that. I went and bought that when we got home from class it was a Thursday or something.
Nigga, but not that. It's funny you say that because I have just gotten into some Houston rap. Like I was obviously No Limit was dead. Cash Money was dying, if not dead, around this time.
It was
and
over.
Now it was more like
Birdman albums, like 500 Degrees. It was over.
That's dead. That's
over.
Cardiac arrest. And then you like more Midwest shit was popping out. That's when Eminem started to. I mean, not started to, but he was hot. Nelly was hot. So I was a little bit all over the place. I had to finally, put the nail in the No Limit coffin and listen to other shit for once, even though I didn't really want to. So that's where I was at. Anything stand out, especially looking at some of these, even debuts? You said Birdman had to make a debut album. That's how bad Cash Money was at the time, dude. He had to come out with his own half face, half bird face album that looks terrible. And that album was terrible, dude. What were you checking for?
I was Jay-Z to the max. Rockefeller, Jay-Z, State Property, Cameron, Diplomats, really Diplomat heavy. I don't think it came out this year, but that was the wave. Like you said, with the No Limit wave ending, gravitating to Dipset was easy to do.
That's a fact.
Different guys, they had a clique, they had the down south sounds a little bit for us. So it was Dipset, heavy in 2002, before G Unit really, way before G Unit, wasn't it?
Just a couple years.
Okay. So yeah, Dipset, it was Dipset, man. Like I was all in my Dipset bag. But also too, being that No Limit had ended, this was the first year that my palette for music had like fully expanded, like you said. Jay-Z, Cameron, State Property, Nas Lost Tapes, Nelly. Like it was like wide the fuck open, and I wasn't really a lot of West Coast shit, was it?
West Coast was, Snoop was still doing his thing.
Yeah, but West Coast was sleep. But like you said, that Midwest stuff, Texas, Diplomats, that's where I was right through there. And Jay-Z heavy.
Speaking of Jay, he had a couple drops this year too, man. There's some debut releases, man, that I wanted to look at. I thought was interesting. 2002, we spoke about Pusha T earlier. The Clips debut album, Lord Willin', out of VA. Obviously, Grinding was the big single, probably one of the best freestyle beats ever. That album was fire, nigga.
And them niggas
overrated. What? This the first one? Or are you talking about like another one?
Both of them. Any Clips album is overrated.
I
didn't like the beats, man. I always been a soul, slow down, slow BPM type of dude, and I ain't never liked the shit that Pharrell gave them. That dude like. Grinding is good. You're right. It's like I can't deny that it's a hip hop classic. Not my favorite beat, but I get what you're saying. Those albums to me, and again, it had a lot to do with listening to Beats by the Pound and listening to Manny Fresh. That shit didn't hit for me, bro. Pusha T was ripping it. Malice was ripping it. I ain't gonna lie, but bars wasn't even really important to me back then. Like, because I listened to Jay-Z for bars. Everything else was like bang. Niggas was riding around with speakers in their trunks back then. Nigga, like it had to be banging, and like Clips, like it just wasn't it for me.
But
it is highly regarded. You're right.
Are you saying people don't have speakers in their trunk no more?
They do.
I'm asking.
I would be shocked if a nigga pulled up with that bang. I did not know niggas still had shit in their trunk. Shit, I thought I didn't know. I ain't outside. If niggas still got bang, that's new to me.
Oh Speaking of bang, that little flip, Underground Legend, another debut album. This is the way we ball. Woo.
And we like to stunt.
Banging.
Worst thing he could have ever did was go up against T.I., man.
That's a fact.
That's
he might still be respected if it wasn't for that.
He might have a little bit of respect. Or he could have came out and apologized and still had a little bit of respect. But he tried to double down.
That blew it.
Clearly, when the nigga was getting washed and nobody was fucking with him, like that nigga still tried to double down. Like, bro, relax.
Are we counting this Jay-Z and R. Kelly Best of Both Worlds as a debut album? Because they did drop 2.
Bruh, that is the biggest screw-up job on internet history today. I can't find that Best of Both Worlds nowhere. It ain't on no streaming sites. It ain't on YouTube, nigga.
It ain't on Apple?
I ain't got Apple, I got Spotify, but it was on all of them and has been removed. That nigga Jay disassociated the shit out of himself with that. It damn sure ain't on Spotify and it's not on YouTube and it's not on Tidal.
It's on Apple.
It's on Apple, the gray one?
The first one, yeah.
Ah, man. Is it just in your, it might be just in your catalog though. You got to see.
No, I'm dead serious. I just looked it up.
I might sign up for Apple again, dude. I've been wanting to hear that intro for the longest. The intro was banging.
R. Kelly ripped that intro, dude. I'm sorry. Best of
killing that, man. I'm sorry, nigga. Like, no leeway to anything that he's done legally. Fuck him for that. But he murdered that goddamn intro. God,
it's for my Hustler Sound Bottom and on 22 single.
Jay-Z killed that shit too.
No, the first Best of Both Worlds is actually straight.
Welcome to the best.
Yeah. The second one is terrible. But 2002 was the first one, and not even the drop ball, and not it being available on streaming site. Just the fact that they dropped the ball on that album. Period. Like that, those niggas. R. Kelly was huge, dude, and obviously Jay-Z is Jay-Z. That was supposed to be a layup, dude.
And it didn't do nothing, but they got the fight and shit on the tour.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, it was a lot of shit behind that album when they tried to tour it and sell it, right?
Yeah, it was a lot of bullshit. Another debut, CeeLo went solo. CeeLo Green and His Perfect Imperfections. I don't even think I've heard this. I'm gonna keep it a stack.
Yeah, I wasn't fucking with that at all.
I don't think I listened to that. State Property though. Let me tell you what I was listening to. That goddamn first State Property that came out in 2002.
Sun never shines in the ghetto. That's some hell of a B-side songs on that album, man.
Agreed.
It's a hell of a It was Rock the Mic the biggest song of that year?
Was that on that album?
Yeah, that. Well, actually, Air Force Ones.
The remix.
The remix of Rock the Mic was big, but Air Force Ones was big.
Oh, the biggest song. Oh, yeah, for sure. That's a fact.
Yeah.
I heard Air Force Ones on the radio the other day.
He ripped it.
Murdered that shit too.
Murphy Lee, was
the hardest verse, bro.
It was a strong 6 to 12 months that Murphy Lee was my favorite rapper.
That's insane.
Cause I fucked with Nelly heavy. Okay, Murphy Lee was the nigga that could rap. Murphy Lee, I bought that Murphy Lee CD. Yeah. Like the day it came out, nigga was ready for it.
Oh my God.
And was so disappointed. Jesus, it's 2 songs on there.
That shit wasn't nothing. With all due respect, Murphy Lee, friend of the show and everything, but the album wasn't nothing. I'm gonna keep it.
I fuck with Murphy Lee still to this day, and friend of the show, like you said, but it ain't but 2 songs on that first Murphy Lee. And this was when we just bought albums. Like, I just fucked with him, nigga. I went in wherever we bought CDs from then, and boom, come on with that Murphy Lee. Yep. Like, come on with it. I want it. Let's go.
He ripped that Air Force Ones though. Last debut, Nerd. You hated on Neptunes though. So
definitely didn't listen to any of that.
That's nuts. Notable releases, man. What's on here that's notable that stand out to you as soon as you look at it?
My guy Lil Boosie came out with For My Thugs.
You didn't listen to that though. You want to listen to that shit.
What's
on For My Thugs?
I listened about For My Niggas was on there, but maybe on a mixtape. I didn't really get into Boosie like 4 or 2 years later.
That's what I'm saying.
But I wanted to mention it because For My Niggas was on there. Relax with the Boosie hate. Another one from me that come home with me for Cam, the debut album on Rockefeller, may have been the album of the year that year. Cam was in his bag.
Cam ain't been. That's first of all, that's his best album. There's no debates, ifs, ands, or buts about that.
Yes,
that's the pinnacle of Cam. If somebody was like, "Man, why people like Cam?" Just play that. Come home with me for them.
Yes,
easy.
The best Eminem album came out this year.
No,
I can't be your Superman.
That's
Can't
banging,
be.
though.
Drake later sampled that. The diss song about Mariah Carey. Please tell me everyone that's listening to this show knew about that. If you
That's
didn't,
banging.
go listen to that Eminem show. Listen to Superman. That's a Mariah Carey diss, and it was banging.
The Timberland diss song is on this. This is Eminem show. This is his third album. This is not his best album, though.
Easily his best
The
album.
best album is his second album, but this was good.
This one was banging. That White America.
That's banging too. Yeah,
White America. That was the best shit Eminem ever did in his life.
He was ripping it.
Styles That I Get High, another debut.
Well, excuse me, not
Gentleman. Gangsta and a Gentleman.
That's true.
Was Squad out after this? Was it like 2-3 years after this?
Squad came out. Yeah, Squad came out after this, after 500 Degrees. Yep.
All right, got you.
Because speaking of, 500 Degrees came out and it was atrocious.
Awful. He had that "Fuck You" on there. That was the best song on there.
But and Birdman ripped that.
Yes,
that's banging.
Yes, that's back when Birdman could rip it. Absolutely.
That might have been his last good verse. I'm gonna be real.
Facts. I mean, you might be right about that.
But think of the pressure that was on Wayne. Wayne, cause
he was it. Everybody was gone.
Everybody was gone. That's why he named it 500 Degrees to one up 400 Degrees, which is a classic. So when Wayne came out with that 500 Degrees, we're like, nigga, let's hear it.
It gotta be better than Juvenile because he a better rapper. We like Wayne more, and then bloop.
That motherfucker. That's one of the most disappointing albums, bro, ever.
Flop. But he changed our mind when that Squad started coming out. He made up for that shit with them Squad 1 through 6.
And then that Carter, and then it was a rap.
Jesus, yeah. Then it was a whole new nigga. But that was that 500 Degrees Wayne died that year, and a new Wayne, that Wheezy was born. Wheezy baby. A couple more notables for me: Scarface to Fix. I mentioned rolling the MTSU from Nashville, making that 35-minute trek. We used to think that was a far ride till now we live in Atlanta and everything is 35 minutes away. That's nuts.
Yeah, the mailbox is 35 minutes away now.
Yeah, that's nuts. But with that being said, I used to bang that Fix every day the year that it came out, back and forth for that 30-minute drive. The album only about 30 minutes, so it should be perfect for that trip. That memory sparked up when I was listening and looking at this album.
That's a 5 mic album too. They gave
5
it 5
mic album from the source. One of the last 5 mics album, right?
Yeah.
One of the last.
One of the last, like maybe 4 or 5. Because Stillmatic got 5 after that, and then Lil Kim got 5 mics after that. But
yeah, that's right. The Notorious Kim.
Mm-hmm.
And that Nas, Lost Son, and Lost Tapes came out this year.
That Lost Tapes is banging.
That Rewind song on that Lost Tape is probably one of the best hip hop songs ever in history. Not the Rewind where he rapping backwards, but the one he do the $150 such and such, where he talking about the. Oh my God! When he telling the story about the NFL,
cold. Nigga. That was cold. That was cold. Chick with me and make Bobby divorce Whitney.
My God,
that should go hard.
That's one of the best stories in the hip hop period ever, hands down. That and that Joe Budden, where he told the story about the stripper Wishes, I think the name of
with
that.
The HIV.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
spoiler alert. Jesus.
For my bad. Yeah, if you haven't heard
you heard that Joe Budden Secrets. That's the name. Joe Budden. The name of that song is Secrets, but I don't know the name of the Nas song. But that was bang.
Just gave the secret up. My bad.
The Better Days Tupac. You don't remember that?
I do. I was still buying Tupac. I was still buying the double discs that were dropping. I found it amazing that years after his death, 6 years after his death, he was still, double CDs were still coming out. He still had that much music in the vault. I always thought that was crazy. And that Better Days got some heat on it too. Real low key.
Real low.
Super low key. Nobody talks about that.
Facts.
But it's actually not that bad.
I agree. Those were the standouts for me, man.
I gotta go. Speaking of another double CD, that Blueprint 2 came out in 2002. And people gave that a lot of heat because it was super high expectations. Jay with the double CD. Up until this point, Pac had a double CD, classic, and Big had a double CD, classic. And so Jay got one. Oh, that's gonna be a classic, right? Maybe not. It's a little better than I think people gave it credit for, in my opinion. But people, again, double CD, too many songs. If you took off probably 6 or 7 and made one, then it probably would have been a classic. But you can't do that with a double CD.
It was reaching too much, man. Like Jay has told this story before. I don't think that we are revisiting fresh ground here, but he was like, the people around me wanted that.
They were
for the reasons that you said. The Pocket did one, Big it did one. You got to solidify yourself with a double CD when really it wasn't a climbing for it, my nigga. Like you had just came off probably like a perfect, if not a 10 out of 10 album, 9.9 out of 10 with that Blueprint. Then you hit a nigga over the head with like 30 songs. Oh, no.
Don't
I
sleep
bet
on
Dame wasn't vouching for this double CD.
Don't sleep on the Nas diss on there though.
Oh my God. That Blueprint 2, the title song.
God. I really wish he would have named it something else so that it could get more clock. But if I say, man, nigga, that Blueprint 2, you don't know if I'm talking about the album, the song, you don't know what I'm talking about.
To a novice, somebody you right. And then you heard that Blueprint 2. Oh, yeah, that album banging. It was okay.
Nah, the song.
I'm talking about the song where he totally obliterated Nas. I'm talking about that.
It was too late, though.
That.
It was too late. Ether had done its damage, but that song is fire. Oh my God, that's one of my favorite J verses, bro. Can't y'all see that he's fake? The rap version of TD Jakes.
Prophesizing off his CDs and tapes, but he won't break you a crumb off the little bit that he makes. And this is with whom you want to place your faith. I put dollars on mine, nigga. Ask Columbine. The Twin Towers fell. I was the first in line. Man, that nigga was killing that, dude.
That shit was stupid.
God.
Hey, that's a slept on disc record.
Jesus, he was murdering that nigga. I'm gonna listen to that tonight.
Woo.
Sales.
Something else. Speaking of Nas, that Godson came out. That's okay.
Fresh.
That's okay.
He got that song about his mama. Bang.
Song about I ain't gonna lie. I can't remember how that went.
The song he had a song about his mama on it was fire.
It's not a bad.
I ain't really cool. I ain't fuck with that guy. He said he was in a bad place when that came out. His mom had just passed. He didn't want to put the CD out, I think. Like, there was a lot going on. It ain't bad as that 12 Disciples, though. When was that next?
Oh, you mean the double disc?
Yes.
Yeah, Streets Disciples.
Eesh.
Yeah, that's his worst album.
Yeah, easily.
Some slaw.
Easily.
The sleeper this year, though, was that Asiatic, though. Let's be clear.
Really? I'm not even sure if I've ever heard that. You weren't listening to AZ in 2002, my nigga. Promise. Make a face with me like I should have heard that.
Promise.
During No Limit time, AZ was, you serious, nigga? He was the dude that sounded like, I'm gonna tell you who he was. He was the dude that sounded like Nas that had that dope ass song back in the day. That's what I didn't know AZ's name. It was all the nigga that sounded like Nas. They got that dope ass song. I wanna be that right there. Oh yeah.
You play this Asiatic, play the song with Nas, and I guarantee, but oh okay, I have heard that. It's gonna hit you like that.
Which song was it? It's
called The Essence. You're gonna know it immediately. You're gonna be like, oh, we did listen to this. Never mind. Watch. It's banging.
You forced it on me then, like you did a little flip. If I did,
I put you on it.
No, I forced it on me. And I remember leaving and saying, "Man, I'll never listen to that shit again." You and J Ho was good for that. Y'all the reason that I started listening to this New York shit. Man.
That shit on me. Couple more though. Nellyville, Slaw.
Fire.
Crazy.
Fire. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Song with Kelly. That's a classic though.
That Dilemma. That album had Dilemma, Hot in Here, Rock Pimp the Mic remix, and Air Force Ones.
Did it have Pimp Juice?
And Pimp Juice.
I ain't gonna lie. Banging.
You hate on Nelly so much.
I do. I can't help
it. The GOAT of the Midwest easily. Over M, whoever wanted. Freddie Gibbs. All y'all niggas bow down to Nelly, nigga. Let's go, Cornell Haynes, nigga.
Snoop was still rapping too, man. Pay the cost to be the boss.
Cost to be the boss. Did they have they didn't have fuck them other niggas on that, did it?
Nah, that was on his No Limit album that had it. This one he was off No Limit at this point.
This is the first album post No. Man, that nigga Snoop is a survivor, man.
Man, listen.
Like if you look at the albums that came out this year, because I wanted to do a comparison and the ones that came out in 2002, Snoop name is on both lists.
Facts.
That's nuts, man.
This the one with Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, okay. That was bang. That was a hit. Is that Snoop's biggest song?
Drop It Like It's Hot. No. Jenny, it got to be one of the old Doggy Style joints.
What's my name?
Yeah, what's my name? It got to be that. But he won't be performing that at the Super Bowl.
Might be bigger than What's My Name, though.
At the Super Bowl, he'll be performing Beautiful.
Facts. He might do What's My Name, too.
Just because Dre
definitely doing Snoop Dogg. Yeah, he definitely doing that. He coming out to that.
He might.
Facts. I too.
That's pretty much it.
The little Romeo Game Time came out. No Limit was heard.
That's when you now you could have said if he wasn't broke, would he be putting out his son? Now you can say that. Don't do the noodles any kind of way, but right then it was questionable.
And they could have named them ugly ass shoes. He could have said something about the HBCU shit, want some money from the NI, from the name, image, and likeness. Anything but the $1 billion food industry that Master P has entered with enough capital to make enough money. Bum ass nigga. Out of here, nigga.
Oh shit. Anything else from 2002?
What do you think Eminem did his first week in 02?
And I didn't look this up. Eminem
highest album selling of the year first week.
I think they had Stan on it too. I can't remember they had Stan.
It didn't.
Oh, it didn't. Okay. I'm gonna say 420.
1.3 million his first week.
I don't believe that. God damn.
It was big. Well, he had that. He did 1.3 in that, and then he had that 8 Mile soundtrack that came out. It was third highest of the year. It did 700,000 for 8 Mile soundtrack, bro.
That's nuts.
Nelly was 2 with 714 for
what?
Nellyville. Yes,
I blame you for that.
Yes, I bought 500,000 of those.
That's nuts.
That Blueprint 2 was 4th. It sold 545. It had the double CD effect though.
Yeah.
Better Days, Pac was still 5th, 366,000.
Double disc.
You would never guess the next person. I give you a million guesses. You would never guess who the next person is on this list. We didn't even mention this album.
Fat Joe Loyalty.
Missy Elliott, Under Construction.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. That makes a whole lot of sense.
She sold 259 first week.
First of all, put some respect on Missy Elliott, though.
Jeez. Ja Rule. I thought this was done, Ja Rule. This was actually apparent. This was before 50 went hard on it, clearly.
Nah, he was dead right here. Last Temptation.
237 first week.
Because Wankster had came out. Wankster was on 8 Mile.
He got that song with him and Bobby Brown on them.
That's banging. All we need is a stage.
Yeah, that right there.
That's all we need.
He did 237 first week. I wouldn't have never guessed that.
Yeah, me neither.
Wankster was out.
But listen to the nigga. Listen to the shit above him though. He used to be on the level of the niggas above him though. So that's a slick fall off.
He did 700,000. That's true.
That's a slick fall off.
Crazy 237 is a fall off.
That's true.
To wrap it up, Godson did 176, Snoop did 174, and Exhibit.
Nope. He did 20 like Cordae.
Machine did 156,000 first week.
That's impossible,
That's
bro.
Crazy to me.
That's impossible.
Thought that nigga was hosting Whips. What was the name? Pimp My Ride?
Bro, that's a misprint, dude.
156,000 first week. I've never listened to Exhibit rap. Ever.
He did 20,000 like Cordae, nigga. They just did a misprint, dude.
I've never in my life, bro. I can't name an Exhibit song.
Yeah, you can.
I don't know it.
Paparazzi?
Nah, forgot about it.
Got a little question about that nigga that made Paparazzi. If you ain't in this rap game for the motherfucking cash, man, then what is your motherfucking purpose?
Yeah, I know the diss. I know the diss. I can't remember the song though.
It used to come on BET. That's the only reason I remember it.
He was on the beach and shit. I do remember that.
It's got like a symphony.
It's kind of like in black and white or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Bullshit.
Ain't nobody buy that album though. That's cat. That nigga had the streaming farms before they was popping.
Dr. Dre had the streaming farms back in 02, nigga. Jesus Christ.
Man,
all right, man. That was 2002, funny. Man. You got some more stuff from?
Nah, man. Let us know what is your favorite album from 02. I'm gonna listen to that Eminem show though, because I forgot that Clean Out My Closet was the single, and that shit went crazy. Yeah, so that makes sense. He had some shit on there though.
She did.
He had the Timbaland diss on there too, which is funny. The Timbaland and Jermaine Dupri. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. Fuck. What about Jermaine? Fuck Jermaine.
What was they beefing for?
Because I think it was a quote in a magazine, if I remember correctly, that they name dropped Dre and said and kind of threw some shots.
Yeah, he used to drive for Dre too.
He used to man, listen, he ripped that song too. Now I'm finna listen. I can't wait to listen to this. But no, I'm good. Let us know, man, what your favorite album from 2002 is. Give us your top 3, actually. Leave a comment.
Yes, sir. Tap in on YouTube, Facebooks, Twitters, Instagrams, and let us know, man. Give us some engagements on those pages. For the wins and the losses of the week, we give a W to Meg Thee Stallion. Landed her first Super Bowl commercial with the hot Cheetos.
Hey, I got Meg as a star, like as a personality, completely fucked up. Like she winning, dude. Yeah. Big W's.
Hot Cheetos commercial?
That's a dub. What we talking about?
Is it?
That's a bag, nigga. I'm getting a bag to eat out of a bag, nigga. What are we talking about, too?
It's cool for now. I ain't gonna hate on her. I'm happy she got it, man. It's cool for now.
I can't wait to see the
bigger and better things out of Meg.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rock Nation naming a new COO, Chief of Operations, Brett Yorkmark. You know this guy?
He sound like he gonna fuck the job up, though. I don't
His brother is actually, I think, higher up, and maybe the CEO or something like that. But right up under the CEO.
Nepotism at its finest. We'll see. Who knows, man? Rock Nation don't even like Rock Nation's biggest acts don't even make music no more. Like Rihanna is retired and apparently just walks the streets of New York with except Rocky now. So like I don't know who's on Rock Nation no more, bro.
Because niggas like Brent Yorkman are the COOs of Rock Nation. So you gonna have Rihanna doing shit like that. My question, because I looked this up when I seen this, and I just wanted to see what the rest of the executive team looked like.
For sure.
Are you surprised that Jay-Z don't got more of his peers like surrounding him? Now that like he probably knows the game, get a gist for how shit worked. You surprised it ain't like more people that came up in the industry? And I ain't talking about it worked for him. I'm talking about like noticeable names, like contemporaries.
No, I'm not surprised.
Would you do that? You wouldn't do that?
I would hope. I would hope I was able to. I gotta have people that I know though. Like it depends. Like what you mean? Like give me an example of somebody you think will work at Rock Nation. Like what do you mean?
Well, reading the list, it just was the names were the people that have always been with him. Of course, the Jay Browns and the people of that nature. But I mean like you see his contemporaries or people maybe that came in the game after him to get jobs at Rock Nation with their presidents and their A&Rs and things of this nature. I was just surprised, or I've been surprised at him, and I won't hold him solely responsible. Puff, Birdman, a lot of the CEOs, you never really see them hiring the artists and the people that the other labels hire. You know what I mean? Like that. Who just got the job that we talked about at Def Jam?
Snoop?
Was it Snoop? Yeah. Like, so you never see a Jay-Z and Snoop. Is it because you don't think Snoop want to work for him, or you think Jay-Z don't think that's a good hire?
Yeah, it might be two headstrong individuals. People want their name on the marquee, bro. So nobody knows who runs Def Jam anymore. So Snoop is the biggest draw. Snoop and Jay in the same company. I don't know. I don't know if that's.
I think that's part of a problem in hip hop, and as far as when you talk about culture voices and things of that nature, if you work, and they good, this is a whole nother podcast topic, but I feel like that it could be more that could be addressed. Like if you're gonna go work for Def Jam, why not go work for Jay? Boy, and vice versa. I ain't blaming it on Snoop or Jay. I'm just saying I think the opportunity should be there for more of them, because I mean, if they click up, then who gonna be the gatekeepers and stuff like that, other than people that know the game and went up through it?
That Snoop cosign gonna cost you though, and maybe Jay don't want to pay that because that's gonna run you. Def Jam need that. They need the publicity. Yeah,
that's true.
He ain't coming cheap.
But if I'm Snoop, I kind of gotta give Jay a discount when I got to, but would give Jay a discount. And if I'm Jay, then I'm willing to pay Snoop price too. Again, it's about what Nori says all the time with that hip hop union stuff. This is how it starts, like putting people in powerful positions together, though, not spread out all over the map. Well, a nigga working at Def Jam, and a nigga working in Atlantic, and a nigga working at wherever it may be. Like if everybody was under one roof, it'd be a lot easier to get other things accomplished that people want accomplished, in my opinion.
That's fair.
Last L of the week, your man's JoJo Simmons. You were a big Rev Run watcher. He gives an L up to growing up hip hop. Said it's becoming way too dramatic. Do you watch?
Absolutely not. It's reality TV, nigga. It's all dramatic too, which is why I don't watch it.
Right? You're not gonna sit on there and read the Bible? What are you talking about, bro?
And JoJo, what are you gonna go do, bro? What are you gonna lead us and do what?
Hey. Come on,
you gonna cut hair? What are you gonna do,
cut
bro?
These checks, nigga. Shut up.
Take the checks, go in front of the camera, dude, and do the same bullshit you've been doing the last 3 seasons, dude.
Nigga said we could work together to make the product better and not do what the producers. Man, shut up, nigga.
Shut up,
get
man.
out here and give us this ratchetness.
Shut up before you get replaced quickly.
Right. Go home, then, bro.
Hey, we got a bonus L, the first ever L reversal. I'm going to talk about it in my put on. Don't let me forget that. On Decker of the Week goes to our latest YouTube subscriber. Appreciate you, Broderick Nelson. Good looking big dog. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button if you're watching this on YouTube right now. Run them numbers up for us. Good looking.
What was his comment?
He didn't leave a comment. He's just the latest subscriber.
Oh, thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
Absolutely, man.
100%.
Make sure you leave a comment next time, Broderick. We appreciate you.
You slid through, bro. We ain't letting you in next time without a comment, bro. You get your own deck of the week this time, bro. We need a comment next time. We appreciate it 100%.
Absolutely. I'm going to say my put on before I forget. Shout out to Jeff in the chat. Vice, Black Market, new season is out right now. Rest in peace, Michael K. Williams, number one. Number two, the latest episode is up about streaming farms, and it is fucking insane. Everybody go watch that. And the L reversal is because they had dude that we gave the L of the year to last year, Chad Focus, who was the rapper who had swindled $4 million from the company he was working for to fund his career. He's on there. And of course, he got caught locked up. When you watch that, you're gonna feel bad for him and you're gonna want him freed. He was much smarter than I initially thought. And he just went about it the wrong way. You ever seen somebody really like either book smart or tech savvy but the lane that they choose is something.
So you're saying that he went about stealing $4.8 million the wrong way?
Absolutely. Yeah.
He needed Marty Bird on his team.
That's fine. He went about it the wrong way. There's a legal way to do what he was doing, and he could have easily done it, or he could have cleaned his money up faster and not try to take them 4. He could have stopped at 1 and set up shop. But the company that he was working for were also crooks. So the shit that they're doing was scamming. They just do it the legal way and they don't get any repercussions, but they feds come and find him and lock him up. They just find them. So when you see it like that, you're like, ah, damn. But it's really good though. Check out Black Market, the latest episode. It's called Rage Against the Machine is the name of it.
Well, this isn't my put on, but if you are into that subject, that Trafficked is just like it. And they did a scamming. They did a scamming one too, but it was like phone scams and
yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
But same type of show. My put on is that that we are living in the Matrix, because once every so often in the years here, one of us will do a put on of music, and it's this guy, Vado. I don't know how Vado continues to make banging albums under the radar like this, but he got a new one called Long Run Volume 2, and it's fire. You heard that?
Nah, I saw it and I didn't listen to it, even though I know Vado keeps at least one on all the projects.
Right? It's what if you from our era of hip hop, it's what you looking for. Slow down soul samples like he give you.
That's what he do.
Ripping it.
That's what he do.
He talking that shit on here, and he got a couple of lines asking why, if he's so cold and makes such good music, why he ain't getting no respect. And I'd like to know the same thing, Vado. So when they write you back and let you know what you asking them on some of these bars, let me know. But if you haven't heard that Vado Long Run Volume 2, it is fire. The song that I would point you towards to get the vibe of it is called Auntie's Kitchen. It is fire. Jeez.
Now Vado makes actually really solid music though on the low.
He must have some bad relationships.
Yeah, he fell out with Khaled.
That's the only thing that I can see.
Remember, Khaled signed him for a minute.
That's what made me think that. Like, if you sign with Khaled and Cam Pop.
And Cam. He was rolling with Cam.
Like I did. I know him and Cam kind of went their separate ways on some different shit, but it makes me think, man, that he just got bad relationships throughout the industry. Like, even in that, like, maybe it started with that Cam shit. But if a nigga like him is signed to Khaled and Cam Pop, like, something wrong. And nigga rap, and he picks good music. Like, and I ain't even talking about the nigga being a star. I'm just talking about more notoriety for being
more relevancy.
Yeah, good, as opposed to it being a put on here and seeing it somewhere else. But check out that Vado, man.
Well, he had a series where he used to drop on Valentine's Day, and he got a song called "Song Cry" from about 4 or 5 years ago.
He
Man, that motherfucker is bang. Yeah, type that in, bro, and listen to that as soon as we get out. That song is fire, bro. Like, dude got some shit, and that's crazy because he's Vado. Song cry, dude.
Song cry, Vado. I'm typing it in now.
That motherfucker is tough. Can't believe we just gave Vado 7 minutes like that. That's nuts. In 2020.
Check out to be in the mail, Vado, for that payola we just received for that. You know the PO box to the Realville Media Company.
Man, listen, guys, we appreciate that. Another week in the books. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube. Link is in the description. Click that right now and hit subscribe. Appreciate you, and hit that thumbs up while you're there. And make sure you engage with us on social media, man, at On Deck TV Show, and of course Facebook, the rap chat, and Twitter. Appreciate it.
Go grab you some On Deck TV Show merch as well. All the links are in the relevant bios and the show notes. Grab your crew neck, man. Shout out to the people that copped over the last week. They're going fast, man. New design probably come out for the spring, so make sure you get those now. They're on sale, only $25. No, you got it.
There you go, man. We appreciate that. Until the next time, we out.
Yep.